Did you ever stop and wonder what it really means to take perfect care of yourself in old age? Not just getting by or surviving each day, but truly living with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. For many older adults, self-care becomes more complicated with age. The body slows down, routines get disrupted, and energy isn't what it used to be. But what if I told you that real, lasting well-being in your later years doesn't come from complicated routines or expensive solutions? What if it comes from small, essential habits done consistently and with care? In this video, we're going to look at 7 essential tips that can help you care for yourself perfectly as you grow older. These aren't just general suggestions, they're time-tested habits that the healthiest, most vibrant seniors rely on every day. From how you move to how you think, what you eat to how you rest. Each one of these tips has the power to reshape your daily life for the better. And by the end of this video, you won't just learn how to care for your body, but how to care for your spirit, your mind, and your peace of heart. Because perfect self-care in old age isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. Ones that bring you dignity, strength, and joy every single day. Let's get started. Number 1. Daily physical movement. One of the most essential things you can do to take care of yourself in old age is to keep moving every single day. This doesn't mean you have to power moan, walk 5 miles, or take a fitness class at the local gym. It means making daily movement a non-negotiable part of your life in a way that works for your body, your energy level, and your lifestyle. And for many seniors, that could be as simple as taking a slow walk around the block, doing light stretches before breakfast, or practicing balance exercises in the living room with a sturdy chair nearby. It's not the intensity that matters. It's the consistency. What many people don't realize is that when you stop moving, everything else starts to decline. Muscles weaken faster than you think. Joints become stiff. Circulation slows. Even your digestion and mood can take a hit. But when you continue to move, even gently, you're telling your body, we're still in this. You're keeping the blood flowing, the muscles active, and the nervous system responsive. And over time, that commitment adds up in powerful ways. Take Walter, for example, a 78-year-old retired mail carrier from Indiana. Every morning, rain or shine, he walks to the corner and back before breakfast. He says he's not trying to lose weight or train for anything. He just likes the rhythm of his steps and the quiet time it gives him. That short walk sets the tone for his entire day. And according to Walter, the day he stops moving is the day he stops living. So, if you've already built daily movement into your life, that's something to feel proud of. And if you haven't yet, know this: it's never too late. To start, your body might not move like it did when you were 40, but it still wants to move. It still wants to feel useful, alive, and engaged with the world around it. Give it the chance. Even a small habit done daily can restore strength, build balance, and protect your independence. Whether it's a gentle stretch, a lap around the garden, or simply standing up and sitting down a few times with intention, it all counts, and it all adds up. Number 2, a simple, nourishing eating routine. Another powerful way to care for yourself as you grow older is to stick to a simple, nourishing eating routine that doesn't feel like a burden or a mystery. So many diets out there promise energy, youth, or weight loss. But for most seniors, The goal isn't about achieving a certain number on the scale. It's about eating in a way that supports your digestion, fuels your body, and gives you the steady energy to live each day with clarity and comfort. And the truth is, the best approach isn't complicated at all. In fact, it's often the simplest. Meals that serve you best. When you build your meals around whole, recognizable foods, things like fresh vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats, you're giving your body the tools it needs to function properly. No guesswork, no fancy ingredients, no following a chart or app, just real food and portions that feel right for your body. And for many seniors, keeping meals predictable and consistent helps the digestive system stay steady. That means less bloating, fewer upsets, and a more comfortable rhythm throughout the day. Hydration is part of this picture too. Many older adults forget to drink water regularly, not because they don't want to, but because the natural sense of thirst tends to fade with age. But staying hydrated can improve your memory, reduce joint stiffness, and keep your skin and organs functioning well. That's why those who thrive in later life often make it a habit. A glass of water with every meal, herbal tea in the afternoon, and a gentle reminder that caring for yourself means caring for your cells, too. Let's take Mary, an 80-year-old from Oklahoma, who eats the same breakfast every morning: oatmeal with blueberries, a boiled egg, and warm lemon water. She says it may sound boring to others, but for her, it's a ritual. It makes her feel grounded. Her digestion is smooth, her energy is even, and she never has to stand in the kitchen wondering what to eat. That kind of routine frees up mental space and creates peace around food, which is something many people don't realize until they've experienced it. And the beauty of a nourishing routine is that it doesn't mean giving up joy. It means knowing what feels good in your body and sticking with it most of the time. You can still enjoy your favorite treats now and then, but the foundation, the regular meals that keep you going, should be simple, wholesome, and gentle on your system. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3. A regular sleep schedule. Another vital part of caring for yourself in old age is honoring a regular sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at about the same time every day, even on weekends or when there's nowhere you need to be. While it might sound simple, this one habit can have a profound impact on how you feel, think, and function throughout your day. And for many seniors, sleep becomes more fragile over time. What once came easily now takes more intention. But when you commit to a steady rhythm, you give your body and brain the structure they need to rest, repair, and recharge properly. The truth is, your body loves predictability. When it knows when to wind down and when to wake up, your internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, works better. This affects everything from your hormone levels to your digestion, your mood to your memory. Seniors who keep a consistent sleep routine often notice that they feel more alert during the day, less anxious in the evenings, and more emotionally stable overall. It's not about sleeping longer, it's about sleeping better. Disrupted sleep can quickly take a toll. Waking up multiple times during the night, feeling groggy in the morning, or drifting off during the day are signs that your sleep cycle might be out of sync. But instead of chasing sleep with pills or gadgets, many seniors find that returning to a basic routine helps the most. That means dimming the lights an hour before bed, turning off screens, avoiding heavy meals late in the evening, and doing something calming like reading, praying, or gentle stretching. These quiet signals let your body know it's time to rest, and it's not just about nighttime. What you do during the day matters, too. Getting a little morning sunlight, moving your body, and keeping your naps short and early all help your brain distinguish between day and night. When you respect these boundaries, your sleep becomes more natural, more restorative, and more likely to leave you feeling clear-headed and steady the next morning. Let's look at Gerald, a 79-year-old from New Hampshire. He used to stay up late watching the news and sleep in when he could, but he never felt fully rested. Then he started going to bed at 9:30 every night and waking up at 6 o'clock, even if he didn't have any plans. At first, it was just an experiment, but within a week, his energy improved, his mind felt sharper, and he says now, at nearly 8, he feels more rested than he did in his 60s. That kind of consistency gives the body a chance to do what it's naturally built to do: heal, rebuild, and restore itself from the inside out. And more than that, it brings peace. There's comfort in knowing when your day begins and ends. It anchors you. It settles your nerves. And in a world where so many things are out of our control, choosing a regular sleep rhythm is one of the simplest ways to feel like your life still has structure and order. So, if you're already keeping to a regular sleep schedule, stay with it. And if you're not quite there yet, know that it's never too late to start. Begin with a small commitment, 10 minutes earlier to bed or one consistent wake-up time. You might be surprised by how much your body thanks you for it. Number 4. Monitoring your emotional well-being. One of the most overlooked yet essential parts of self-care in old age is keeping a steady eye on your emotional well-being. As we get older, it becomes easier to focus only on our physical health, taking our pills, watching our diets, keeping up with doctor visits. But emotional health, that's just as important, if not more so. Because how you feel on the inside, your sense of peace, your connection to others, your ability to cope with change will shape every other part of your day, and seniors who thrive are the ones who keep tending to their emotional garden, even when no one else sees it. Let's be honest, growing older comes with challenges that can weigh on the heart. Friends move away or pass on, families get busy, energy dips. And if you're not careful, isolation or worry can start to creep in. But the good news is you have more control than you think. When you pay attention to your emotional life, when you regularly check in with yourself, asking, "How am I really doing today?" you give yourself a chance to stay steady, centered, and calm no matter what's happening around you. Seniors who care for their emotional health often develop a few simple habits that make a big difference. They make time to talk to people they trust, even if it's just a short phone call. They engage in quiet routines like journaling, prayer, or listening to calming music that helps them process their feelings instead of ignoring them, and they allow themselves to feel things fully: grief, joy, frustration, hope, without judging themselves for it. There's real strength in being emotionally present. It means you haven't shut yourself off from the world. It means you're still alive inside. And when others sense that in you, they're more likely to reach out to connect, to share their own stories with you. In that way, tending to your emotional well-being doesn't just help you, it invites others in. It builds connection, grounded, and more in control. It's not therapy, it's self-awareness, and it keeps her heart soft. Sometimes emotional care also means knowing when to ask for help, whether it's a counselor, a support group, or simply a friend who listens well. Reaching out is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing that your emotional health is worth protecting. And in fact, studies show that seniors with strong emotional health recover faster from illness, sleep better, and report more satisfaction in life even in the face of physical decline. So, if you've been quietly pushing your emotions aside, or if you've been feeling a little off without knowing why, take that as a gentle nudge. Start small. Talk to someone. Write something down. Sit quietly with your thoughts instead of running from them. Because when your emotional world is stable, the rest of life becomes easier to carry. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Maintaining hygiene and grooming habits. Caring for yourself perfectly in old age isn't just about what's happening inside your body. It's also about how you present yourself to the world. And one of the strongest yet often underestimated ways to do that is by maintaining basic hygiene and grooming habits. That means keeping clean, wearing clothes that make you feel comfortable and confident, and paying attention to the little details like trimming your nails, brushing your hair, and making sure you smell fresh when you step out the door. These might sound like small things, but they carry enormous weight when it comes to how you feel about yourself and how others interact with you. Good hygiene isn't about vanity, it's about dignity. When you take the time to care for your appearance, you're sending a message to yourself and the world. I still matter. And that belief, more than any cream or pill, is what keeps many seniors feeling vital and engaged. It helps you carry yourself with pride, whether you're seeing friends, going to a doctor's appointment, or simply looking in the mirror. As we age, some hygiene routines can become more physically demanding. Maybe your hands aren't as steady as they used to be, or it's harder to reach certain places in the shower. But those who continue to prioritize cleanliness and grooming find creative ways to adapt. They invest in tools that make things easier, ask for help when needed, or build routines that work for their current ability, without giving up on the habit entirely. Because what's at stake isn't just it's self-respect. And it's not just about your own sense of worth. Those notice too. Seniors who keep up with their grooming tend to be treated with more respect. There's a subtle, unspoken appreciation that people have for someone who still shows up with neat clothes, a clean face, and a sense of self-care. It communicates that you're alert, that you care about being present, and that you haven't given in to the idea that aging means fading away. Let's take Roy, a 76-year-old from Michigan who hasn't missed a morning shave in over 40 years. Even after retiring, even after slowing down, he still shaves, combs his hair, and puts on a fresh button-down shirt every day. Even if he's just staying home, he says it helps him feel awake, like he's stepping into the day on purpose. And that simple act, done in the mirror each morning, reminds him that he's still in charge of how he faces the world. And for many seniors, grooming can also be a source of joy. Wearing a favorite sweater, adding a splash of cologne, or getting a haircut can lift your spirits in ways you don't always expect. It's a moment of normalcy, of ritual, of beauty. And it reinforces the message that you're still here and you still deserve to feel good in your skin. So, if you're still taking the time to care for your hygiene, to dress with intention, and to keep yourself looking and feeling fresh, you're doing more than just a routine. You're preserving your identity. You're protecting your confidence. And you're reminding the world and yourself that growing older doesn't mean growing invisible. It means growing into someone who knows their worth every single day. Number 6. Stimulating your mind every day. Another critical piece of caring for yourself perfectly in your later years is keeping your mind engaged, challenged, and active. Your brain, much like your muscles, thrives when it's used regularly. And while many people associate aging with inevitable mental decline, the truth is there are countless seniors who continue to think clearly, solve problems, and even learn new skills well into their 80s and beyond. What sets them apart isn't luck, it's intention. They make it a point to stimulate their minds every single day in ways that feel natural, enjoyable, and sustainable. Mental stimulation doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it works best when it's woven into your everyday life. Reading a good book, working on a crossword puzzle, writing letters, learning how to use a new device, or even engaging in thoughtful conversations, all of these are forms of brain exercise. When you challenge your brain regularly, you strengthen your memory, improve your attention span, and maintain the kind of mental sharpness that keeps you independent, confident, and deeply connected to the world around you. One of the key benefits of mental engagement is how it affects your sense of purpose. Seniors who remain mentally active often say that they feel more useful, more involved, and more alive. That feeling, that sense that your mind still has something to offer, can lift your mood, reduce the risk of depression, and even protect against cognitive decline. It reminds you that aging doesn't mean stopping. It means adapting. And your brain, if given the right kind of stimulation, is capable of adapting for years longer than most people expect. Let's take Lillian, a 75-year-old retired school teacher from Maine. Every day she spends about 30 minutes translating old journal entries from French to English. It's something she started doing just for fun, but over time it's become a cherished part of her daily rhythm. She says it keeps her mind sharp, her vocabulary fresh, and her heart connected to a younger version of herself who once dreamed of traveling the world. And the best part, she's still learning, still stretching her brain in a way that brings both challenge and joy. The most successful seniors, mentally speaking, are those who stay curious. They don't settle for boredom or repetition. They look for opportunities to explore, even if it's just through a magazine article, a documentary, or a conversation with a neighbor about something new. This curiosity creates mental flexibility, and mental flexibility helps you adjust to life's changes without becoming rigid or overwhelmed. So, if you're already in the habit of reading, learning, writing, or creating, keep going. And if you've fallen out of practice, start small. Pick up a puzzle, write a letter, watch something new, and reflect on it. The point isn't to become an expert. It's to remind your brain that it still has plenty of work to do and plenty of life left to live. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 7. Asking for help without shame. The final and perhaps most underrated part of caring for yourself perfectly in old age is learning how to ask for help when you need it without feeling guilty, embarrassed, or like you failed. For many older adults, independence is a deeply held value. It's tied to identity, to pride, and to the belief that we should be able to take care of ourselves no matter what. But the truth is, aging gracefully doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means knowing what you can do, what you can't, and who you can trust to walk beside you when you need a hand. Asking for help isn't a weakness. It's a form of strength. It means you're aware of your limits and wise enough to take steps before those limits turn into problems. Whether it's getting assistance with grocery shopping, asking a neighbor to change a light bulb, or reaching out to a loved one when your heart feels heavy, it all matters. And it all builds a foundation of safety, stability, and connection that supports every other part of your life. The seniors who do this best are the ones who've made peace with the idea that none of us were meant to go through life alone. They see help not as a loss of independence, but as a form of partnership. They understand that receiving support doesn't mean giving up control. It means choosing to stay strong in the areas that matter most while letting others assist where it makes life safer or more manageable. There's also a deep emotional benefit. When you allow others to help you, you create space for trust, closeness, and sometimes even healing. People want to feel useful. They want to show up for those they care about. And by asking for support, you're not burdening them. You're giving them a chance to show love, respect, and loyalty in a very real, practical way. Take Calvin, an 84-year-old from Nevada, who used to insist on doing all his yard work alone. It made him feel strong until one day he slipped and strained his back pulling a heavy garbage bin. After that, he started asking his grandson to come over once a week to help. At first, it felt uncomfortable, but over time, those visits turned into shared stories, inside jokes, and a bond that neither one of them expected. Calvin says he still feels strong, maybe even stronger, because now he's building something with someone, not just surviving on his own. And that's what it's really about. Not losing your independence, but expanding what it means to live with dignity and wisdom. When you know when to reach out, when to accept help, and when to allow others to step in, you actually become more empowered, not less. You're able to direct your energy to the things that truly matter: your health, your peace of mind, and your relationships. So, if you've been hesitating to ask for help, whether out of pride, fear, or habit, consider this your reminder: it's okay to lean on others. It's okay to need a hand. And it's more than okay to say, I can't do this part alone, because you don't have to. Letting people in might be one of the greatest forms of self-care there is. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, I want to invite you to pause for a moment and really think about everything we've talked about today's 7 essential tips for taking perfect care of yourself in old age. Not perfection in the sense of having everything figured out, but in the sense of honoring yourself in ways that are consistent, thoughtful, and deeply human. Which one of these stood out the most to you? Was it the power of a simple morning walk, the comfort of a regular bedtime, the quiet strength of asking for help? The truth is, self-care after 60 or 70 isn't just about avoiding illness or checking off health goals. It's about creating a life that feels steady, supportive, and rooted in love both for yourself and for the people around you. It's about choosing small actions each day that say, I still matter, my time still has value, my presence still brings meaning. Because it does, no matter where you are on this journey. Whether you've been following most of these habits for years or you're just starting to re-enter your focus, it's never too late to care for yourself more deeply. In fact, the decision to start right now might be the very thing that changes the way your next years unfold. Not just longer years, but better ones, stronger, calmer, and don't forget, self-care isn't selfish, it's generous. Because when you take good care of yourself, you show up better for your children, your grandchildren, your friends, and even strangers. You model what healthy aging looks like. You inspire others to believe that growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means growing wiser, becoming softer, and living with more intention. So I encourage you to reflect on these tips and choose one to begin with today. Write it down, make it yours. Let it shape how you care for yourself this week, this month, this year. Because perfect self-care in old age doesn't come from doing everything right. It comes from doing the right things again and again with love. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.